Alright, what is up? I just want to thank the people that liked and subscribed for my Michael Jordan contact video. It completely exceeded my expectations by a landslide. So just like I said, it really did motivate me. And because of that, I'm going to do my best to upload either every day or every other day. So yeah, let's get on with the video. Now 2K posted the patch notes for patch 1.03 on Tuesday, September 27, 2016. The patch was released that same day on PlayStation 4, so I'm a little late on this, but early at the same time, considering it's still not yet been released on the Xbox One. So this is still valuable information for Xbox One players, including myself, to have if they want to be prepared for the update, which I heard is to be about 7.1 gigabytes. So it is a fairly big update. Now, I'm not going to go through all the minor changes and improvements made to the game. I may go over some that the NBA 2K community and I will definitely appreciate, but I won't be going over all the smaller ones such as uniform improvements, court floor improvements, etc. Although I still appreciate those as well. I'll be reading this directly from 2K's Facebook post, so this is all legitimate information that wasn't tampered with, altered, or manipulated in any way. I'd also heard some rumors that 2K may be downgrading the frequency of ankle breaker animations if you have the ankle breaker badge, and that they're downgrading the shot percentage of the stretch big and sharpshooter play types. Now, I'm not going to be discussing that topic in this video whatsoever, as those are just rumors and they're not confirmed. But if 2K does confirm this in any way, shape, or form, you can expect me to make a video on it immediately. And last but not least, if anyone who's watching this prefers a link to 2K's Facebook post rather than my video, I'll be providing a link to that as well, so you can go check that out. That link will provide you with the full patch notes for both PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. Alright, so now let's get started. So first and foremost, this is a big one for the people who pre-ordered the game that may have ran into this problem. It says, addressed an issue where pre-ordered users were unable to see the 92 Dream Team on the Play Now Team Select menu. So this is a bigger problem than you may think, considering 2K had actually advertised the 92 Dream Team as part of the promotion of pre-ordering NBA 2K17, so I'm glad they fixed that. So here's some My Park and 2K Pro-Am changes. That's what everybody wants to hear. Pro-Am teams of Elite 4 and higher will now see big heads in the crowds of their players during games. Now, I've never been a huge fan of 2K Pro-Am, but this is actually something that I think would be really funny to see. I know 2K doesn't intend this feature to be funny, but I think it's pretty amusing. Injuries in My Career will no longer carry over to My Park and Pro-Am games, regardless of your injury status in your career. Your player will now always be fully healthy in My Park and Pro-Am. Alright, this one right here is huge. I'm truly glad they listened to the community on this one because I get it. It was realistic, and we all appreciate 2K's sense of realism, but this was a feature that was never going to work out from the start, and again, I'm really glad they removed this from the game. The turbo meter will now flash red when depleted in My Park and Pro-Am games. Now, if I'm correct, the turbo meter in My Park already flashes when your My Player's energy is depleted, but it's very hard to see as it doesn't flash the same shade of red it does in My Career. It's more of like a dark, almost burgundy or maroon shade of red, and sometimes even dark blue, as opposed to the bright red in My Career. So again, nice move on 2K's end. Traveling as a team to parks and Pro-Am games should now be a lot smoother and more reliable. Now, this is something that has actually affected not only me, but literally every friend I've ever played My Park with. The loading time is either slow, we're all put into separate lobbies, or what usually happens is a message telling me your friend has changed parks. So I'm excited about that one. Made a change such that the only whistles you will hear in My Park are those from your current game, unless you're walking around. So essentially what they mean by this is that you'll no longer hear whistles from separate courts during your My Park games. I guess this was confusing some people. I personally never noticed it, but it was noticed enough for 2K to fix it, so I'm going to leave it alone. My Park intro animations will now be shown with a greater variety when more than one is equipped. I'm still not sure what that means, but if someone wants to tell me in the comments, feel free. My Career and My Court corrected a case where users will have an optional practice and a game overlapping on a single day, resulting in the user being forced to simulate to the next game. Alright, right here. So if anyone watching this saw my video on the Michael Jordan contact, you would have heard me say that I had simmed roughly 5 to 10 games. Right here, this is why. You see, I had quite honestly given up on getting the Michael Jordan contact, and I decided I simply just wanted to lead the Sixers to an 82-0 season at that point. Upon doing so, I was lucky enough to get the Michael Jordan contact on my 67th game, but I had simulated roughly 5 to 10 games because of this exact problem. Fortunately, our team won all the simulated games, but nonetheless, I'm extremely satisfied that 2K knew about this issue and finally put an end to it. Thank you. So, probably one of the biggest ones, the ankle breaker badge should now properly unlock when the appropriate conditions are met. Now, I personally obtained the ankle breaker badge on my 10th game, 12-minute quarters of course, and let me tell you, it felt as if I had been playing for 2 days straight. That being said, I couldn't imagine running into this issue, but it's fixed now so players no longer have to worry about that. And last but not least, attributes earned exclusively through off-court events, for example free throw shooting, stamina, etc., should now properly be saved to your My Player once earned. You know, I never understood what those attributes from off-court events even did up until now, and now that I do, all I could say is that I'm definitely a player who's been affected by this issue. I mean, I couldn't even count how many +1 free throw shooting, stamina, and strength I've earned that were most certainly not applied to My Player. So that's another good one. There were also some My GM and My League fixes in patch 1.03, but to be honest, I never once played My GM. I know one of my friends plays that mode on a daily basis, or at least used to. And I've only been a casual My League player, and that was on NBA 2K16, so I did not mention any of those fixes or improvements. If you still want the full patch notes, you could click the link I provided. If you did like this video, please subscribe. If you didn't like the video, then don't subscribe. Thanks again for the support. Peace.